Welcome everyone to a brand new comic multiverse commentary. You all enjoyed our Deadpool one so much, because there was sweet fuck all for news this week, we figured we might as well do another one.
Yeah, and we chose a pretty cool movie, I think.
Yeah, I enjoy it quite a bit. You know, we're doing Batman Assault on Arkham. I almost called it Suicide Squad Assault on Arkham, but they don't
Well,
even...
it really is. It's the better Suicide Squad movie.
It is, you know what, I figured because, Suicide Squad is still in the news. In fact, I think it just got knocked out of number one, the last place it was in the world today. In fact, as we record this, so it's fitting. And I figured, because it's still probably going to be a bit until we do the official Suicide Squad movie. And because really, Matt and I just love our animation, so we figured, let's do one of these. Why don't we? Let's give this one a whirl and see what happens.
Yep.
And don't worry, everyone, we're doing 2 layers of recording, so we don't have to worry about this one getting lost. And also, I'm sure to turn my goddamn volume down this time so we don't get copyright claimed by YouTube like we did before for like a couple seconds of Ryan Reynolds talking in the background.
Oh no. Oh no.
Damn it, Ryan Reynolds, your couple seconds of talking really screwed me over.
Yeah, he wanted those royalties, God damn it.
That greedy, handsome Canadian asshole. May he always fire blanks. Let's just put it that way. So with that, everyone, be sure to get together your own copy of Batman Assault on Arkham. It's on DVD right now. I'm sure it's on a number of the streaming sites. I think last time I looked it was on Netflix, actually. I know I've put that on in the background a couple times while I've tried to work.
I think so, and I think DC also offered it recently as something. You join up with something and you get it free or something.
Right, that's cool. I know they always have these on iTunes, so you can get it there. I'm sure Amazon Video has it. Actually, I was looking. Amazon, they released like a new cover for it. Like I think it's like the Blu-ray or something. There's a new cover. I actually really wanted that one. I put that one on my wish list, and I haven't bought a DVD, and I don't even know how long, Matt, but that one actually looked pretty cool. And I kind of had a bit of the Suicide Squad fever leading up to the new movie, where I'm like, yeah, I want to add that one to my collection too. Although knowing me, like most DVDs, it would just sit and collect dust, and I would just watch stuff on Netflix or, wherever else.
That's how it works.
So without further grandstanding, everyone, we'll get this started. I think the runtime Matt and I have is about an hour and 15. So with that, I will count us down, and once I do, you can press play. I'm not sure what the first thing you'll see is, but we'll be sure to tell you. So, okay. With that in mind, let's do it to it, as they say. 5, 4, 3. Oh, when I say 1, I mean press it on 1 is what I'm going to say. I feel I need to say that because I've been fucked over by that. So again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're starting, and it's opening up on the Warner Brothers logo. It's the red logo. You remember, Matt, back in the day, Warner Brothers Animation used to have the Bugs Bunny logo.
Yep.
It was a sad day for me personally when they got rid of the Bugs Bunny logo.
It was. That used to be in the front of everything, like Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, Justice League.
Also, it just hit me too when they showed the DC logo there. Ooh, talk about the old logo before they changed it again for Rebirth.
Yeah.
Although I guess that logo stuck around for a bit. It was here for the whole New 52 era.
Yeah, so like 5 years.
It had a decent enough run. I like the Rebirth logo better now that we have.
Yeah,
because it
looks like the 70s one.
Exactly, that's the thing. Everything that's great about Rebirth is what was great about, DC Comics 20 years ago. So yeah, this is Assault on Arkham, and it's technically tied into the continuity of the Arkham video games, although you would be forgiven for not noticing, because outside a couple costumes and some geography, they really don't push the Arkham video games very hard in this movie.
No, they don't, and they should have. This is obviously something better than that last game we got.
Oh, yeah, which I still haven't played. I still haven't played Arkham Knight.
You're not missing out on much.
I was going to wait until they put it with all the DLC, because that's what they were going to do.
Oh, yeah, didn't they, cancel it or delay that or something? The Game of the Year edition or something?
They're always doing that. Again, I didn't feel like I missed much. No, the funny thing about doing a movie based in the world of the video games is you run into some weird stuff with voice acting. Obviously, Kevin Conroy returns to reprise the role as Batman, as he should, because he's my Batman, your Batman, this generation's Batman, and the dude's a master.
Mm-hmm.
But then you run into some weird stuff too, like Commissioner Gordon in this movie, for the small amount of time we'll see him in the movie, is voiced by Chris Cox. Chris Cox voiced Deadshot in the video games, but doesn't voice Deadshot here in the movie. Even though Conroy is the same, and of course, what's his face? Most famous voice actor in the world who's not Nolan North, although Nolan North is actually in this movie as the Penguin and KG Beast.
Yeah, Troy Baker.
Yeah, Troy Baker, who is the Joker in this movie, and honestly I think does a pretty decent job, even if he is just doing like a straight up and down Hamill impression. He is now Batman in the Telltale Batman game, so this dude in just a couple years has been Batman and the Joker.
Yep.
What a fucking awesome agent he must have. Dude, Troy, have your people call my people, man. We want to work together. Can you voice me on this show? Can I just pay you to do a pitch-perfect impression of me? So action-wise, this movie absolutely pulls no punches, as it should.
Mm-hmm. Was this directed by Sam Liu?
Perhaps. I know they've been trading back and forth on these ones. It's either Sam Liu or Jay Oliva. No, Oliva did this one.
Okay.
Oliva, who actually got his start in Marvel cartoons. He first got his start working on, like, the Incredible Hulk cartoon from back in the day.
Cool.
One weird thing, though, about this is the pupils in Batman's mask.
Yeah, I always thought that looked really weird.
It does. I prefer the white eyes. Oh, we got another suicide mission map. That's what I say every time when we start a new show. I love this Ocean's 11 style, like, opening they do where you meet every individual member of the team and you get their name and stuff on it.
Yeah, this is what the actual movie should have done, instead of, like, literally stopping to, like, give us that character info list.
It's
just
what they tried to do, but they went way too slow. This is really quick.
Yeah, this is what they should have done. Something really fast. Just tells you all the name of the characters and that's it.
See, I get the feeling the stuff we saw in the main movie wasn't even supposed to be there. That they added that in later, maybe after watching the cartoon and going, ooh, that's cool, we should do that.
Yep.
Oh god, fucking Black Spider, man. This might be the best thing Black Spider has ever been in, ever.
Hey, he's in All-Star Batman.
That's right, he is. They redesigned him. He looks awesome in All-Star Batman.
Yeah.
And now here we have Matt's uncle, Digger Harkness, Captain Boomerang.
Yep.
Doing his best Rorschach impression. I'm not locked in here with you, you're locked in here with me.
Yeah, mate.
And now the ultimate jobber to the stars, KG Beast. Who apparently is also going to be in All-Star Batman. Apparently Snyder's gone out of his way to redesign him and wants to make him cool again.
Oh, did he get out of that brick fortress Batman left him in?
Oh, is that what happened with him last?
I don't know, I just remember that, like, from years back, like, Batman, like, bricked him up in some place and didn't let him out.
Ooh, now a nice bit of cross-promotion here. Harley Quinn is watching that new Looney Tunes show. Which is a nice joke, actually, because all throughout Batman, the animated series, and Superman, if anyone was reading or watching anything, it would always be like Animaniacs or Tiny Toons.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't try and work in the Teen Titans Go
God.
promo.
If they did that, then the frickin' universe would collapse in on itself.
What? Floyd Lawton is white? What?
We don't know what race Floyd Lawton is anymore. Even in this movie, they kind of split the difference, where it's like, well, should we make him look like Will Smith? No. Well, should we make him look like the 70s porn star he is in the comics? No. Split the difference, I guess. Make him kind of look like both, but neither. Fun fact, too, Deadshot in this movie is voiced by Neil McDonough, who is Damien Dark in the terrible Arrow show.
And Dum Dum Dugan.
And freaking, oh my god, is that not the most insane thing ever? Dum Dum Dugan is Deadshot. That dude must really roll the dice with his superhero roles. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. This movie, too, might also be like the coolest Deadshot has ever been in anything.
Yeah.
Deadshot is one of those hilarious characters, and I know I mentioned it on the main podcast. He is always just on the verge of becoming like a triple A character, of becoming like a star, but he never quite makes it. Hayden Welch is Harley Quinn in this movie, making her first ever debut with the character. It's not Tara Strong like it is in the games, and it's not Arlene Sorkin like it was in the cartoons.
Sounds like them.
Yeah, she does fine. She does a fine job. She definitely captures the character. Speaking of splitting the difference, too, I remember when I saw the trailers for this, I'm like, man, they really gave Killer Croc a big redesign. Oh, wait, that's supposed to be Shark? It's supposed to be King Shark? You don't say.
Yeah, he's the Slipknot of this film.
Oh, God, is he ever. Well, actually, technically, KG Beast is the Slipknot of this film, as we'll find out in a minute.
That's true.
Every Suicide Squad story, every great one needs a fall guy who you can kill instantly, and I like they picked a somewhat knowable villain. God, Waller is great in this one, too, as it should be, because it's CCH Pounder again, reprising her role from the DC Animated Universe.
Yep, she's great in the animated universe.
She owns this goddamn role, and the funniest part of it is she doesn't know anything about comics. Apparently she would just come in, read her scripts, and if she stumbled on a too comic booky word, they'd help her through it.
Oh, god damn, she does a good job.
She does. You would think she knows the role, like, backwards and forwards, like she really knows the character. She's just that good an actress. You put, like, a script in front of her, and she'll kick its ass.
Well, they're usually kind of like the best ones for those type of roles, the ones that don't know the character from the comics.
But are
they
good
can sort
enough.
of bring their own thing to it, but her own thing just happens to be what Amanda Waller is like.
Being good enough to, like, take it seriously. The makeup of this team is interesting, too, because they have, for the most part, kind of meshed together the old 52 and the new 52. I mean, Harley Quinn is here. She was only ever a member in the new 52. But they got old hands like Deadshot and Captain Boomerang, and even Killer Frost, who has actually been in way more incarnations of the team than anyone gives her credit for.
Yeah.
In fact, the only other person they're missing who's been in it as much as Bronze Tiger.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And they already had Black Spider, so they're like, no, we already have one black guy, it's fine. As Dwayne McDuffie, famous comic writer, would say, oh yeah, I wanted to put more black people on the Justice League, but they told me, no, if you put more than 2 in, then it becomes a black product, and we can't sell that. That's actually some shit some people at DC told Dwayne McDuffie when he wanted to have more than 2 black people on the Justice League. Ain't that some shit? Dwayne McDuffie also famously tore into that character of Night Thrasher, saying, I hate these new, hip, modern, edgy teen black characters who all skateboard and love the rap music.
It's funny that they wouldn't let him put more black characters on the Justice League when, like, now in the comics, there's a Muslim and a woman who I think is technically African American.
No, she's Hispanic. Cruz.
Yeah, Hispanic. Yeah.
So already we've got a movie that feels like a heist movie. Again, I mentioned like Ocean's 11, like the original Ocean's 11, not the Clooney one, like the Rat Pack one.
This is what I said in my review of the live action movie. That's what Suicide Squad should have been, a Ocean's 11 type film.
You've got a mission, here are your parameters, go do the thing. Also, another thing I like that they did with this movie is they said, this clearly isn't the first time we've done the Suicide Squad. We do this a bunch. In fact, guys like Deadshot and Captain Boomerang are like, oh god, not again. So they already kind of know each other, which I thought was interesting, was a nice rub. From a storytelling point of view, it means you can hit the ground running and you don't have to do the standard getting to know you claptrap.
Yep.
This movie, also an important thing, I would say, in the further development of Harley Quinn as a character, in her, oh yeah, I used to date the Joker, but, he's a jerk, I don't like him anymore. Which is very much what was happening in the comics at the time.
Yep.
And what the movie kind of tried to do, but didn't really get to do, because apparently they cut all that stuff out.
Oh yeah, her relationship in the final film looked like she wanted to go back to the Joker.
Yeah, so she didn't actually grow at all.
No.
And that's the great thing about this one, too, is we'll see everyone gets little mini arcs. Nobody screws the wall. No, I mean literally no one does it. That's why she's so angry all the time. No, I bet the real Amanda Waller has all sorts of side dudes, I bet. She's got like a big Rolodex that she opens up. She's got like a big black
she's got like blackmail on all of them.
Yeah, really? Hey, Count Vertigo, guess what? We're going to dinner. And Werner Vertigo's like, I do not understand this. You don't have to. Just shut up and look pretty.
Yeah, or I'll blow that bomb in your neck.
I like Count Vertigo was the guy I went to.
He's just at the bottom of the barrel, you know.
No, well, you know,
He's got nothing better to do.
Well, I mean, he's technically a baron, which means he must have some money. Apparently, this sort of relationship was supposed to be in the movie, too. Harley not really liking Captain Boomerang, but apparently that got cut as well.
Yeah, well, apparently, like, a lot of Captain Boomerang stuff got cut. Like, apparently it was, like, pretty racist.
Which is why he doesn't talk for, like, the whole middle part of that movie.
Yeah, and why he disappears halfway through.
So, yeah, frickin' Black Spider-Man. It's so... Again, he was on the New 52 team, so, of course, they put him here in the movie.
Yeah. Don't they, like, pull, like, a bait and switch where it's Batman in the end or something?
Well, he puts on the suit later, as will happen in the movie. Actually, you know what? Black Spider had one other great moment, now that I remembered. In Young Justice, when he swings on through and he's voiced by Josh Keaton.
He just swings through the scene and then he's gone, never seen again.
Well, he literally does, because that was a Greg Weisman show. Greg Weisman did Spectacular Spider-Man, and he was literally getting the guy who voiced Spider-Man in his show to voice the Spider-Man-ish Black Spider.
Oh, that's great.
Because that's really all he is. He's just like, hey, what if Spider-Man was a bad guy and like a Batman villain? Somehow the character never took off. Can you believe that?
Oh, I can't see why.
Overall, I like the makeup of this team. I know in the beginning of the New 52, when they added Harley Quinn to things, I thought, you know, that's a little too much, if only because she's way too A-list. One of the cool things about Suicide Squad is knowing that anyone can die at any moment, and they're so D-list, no one would care if they did.
Yeah, with, like, her on the team, you can kind of tell, well, you know, she's not going to get her head blown off.
For she has the greatest superpower of them all, and that is marketability and popularity, which will always keep you alive.
Yep.
Or if you do die, you'll only die for a minute. Harley does something very similar in the movie, doesn't she, when they crash? There's a lot of similarities to be drawn between this animated one and the live-action movie, and I hate to keep harping on it, but it's just funny to continually see things this animated one did better.
Yeah, you can see things that are like, well, we'll do this in the live-action movie, but they kind of bungled it halfway through.
Almost like they didn't believe in the material near as much.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, you know this is based on a video game when we have the, you know, must-have sewer level. Seriously, how many games is like, okay, now we gotta go through the sewer, everybody. Next, the Suicide Squad's gotta go to the fire temple, and they're gonna have an underwater mission with bad controls. It'll be great. It'll be great. It'll be great. You'll see. Ah, the Iceberg Lounge is so cool. Easily, like, one of my top 10, like, favorite fictional clubs. Like, that and the Cantina from Star Wars are right up there for me.
Yeah, looks exactly like the one from the game.
Exactly. Even Penguin's henchmen dress exactly like they do from the games, which is weird, because they're not in prison, so why are they still dressed like they're in prison? Because these were the character models we had to work with, that's why. And Nolan North just swinging for the fences as Penguin.
He's fantastic.
Making him British, which is kind of interesting, because like a name like Oswald Cobblepot, yeah, he sounds like a British dandy.
Yeah.
But then you got to explain, like, but why does he have that accent? Isn't he from Gotham? Maybe, shut up. Don't think about it too much. Great way, too, to weave in more characters from the comics, where it's like, okay, your first stop is here.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I like to think, does he have Solomon Grundy chained up there even right now?
Yeah, under the place.
Yeah. Feeding him fish heads and rice. Oh man. Just give Penguin his money, man. Don't screw with a dude who looks like that. He has nothing to lose, literally. A lot of shades of the Danny DeVito Penguin, both here and in the game.
Yeah. And didn't they also changed it for the Telltale one as well, didn't they? He's like looks completely different.
Really, I haven't played the Telltale one.
Oh,
yet.
who can I say he looks like? He's still British, I think. But he's like tall.
Oh, really? A
And
tall Penguin.
yeah, yeah. Him and Bruce Wayne grew up together. They were both like rich kids.
See, that's an interesting twist, too, because you figure... And no one ever does this enough, but, you know, you could always use Penguin in stories where you talk about Gotham High Society, because obviously he's a rich dude, too.
Yeah.
He's like the boss Tweed of Gotham. I always thought if they did a live-action version, they really, really should have cast, like Philip Seymour Hoffman, I thought would have made a great Penguin.
Oh yeah, he would have done a fantastic Penguin.
Aw, here's the suiting up montage. Ah, so cool. Yeah, do it. Also, what I was reading, now this is IMDb and it could probably be totally full of shit, but apparently this track that they're using here is a remix of the Batman Beyond theme. I sort of hear it. Can you hear it?
Kinda.
I mean, if it's heavily remixed.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. There's little parts there that sound familiar.
Now, it's funny, too, this is supposedly based in the Arkham universe, and yet Deadshot's costume looks nothing like the Deadshot costume that he has in the games.
Yeah, that he has in Arkham City, which is obviously just after this takes place.
Yeah, because it's also a prequel. This happens to us every time me and Matt play darts.
Yeah, it's hate it.
The comic multiverse.
It's a blessing and a curse.
The comic multiverse Christmas parties, man. It's a bad scene. Did you see, too, at the beginning of the movie, he was reading a book called Zen Archery? Which is fitting, because in one of the very best Deadshot stories, that mini written by Christos Gage with art and letters by Palmiotti, he actually runs into Green Arrow and they have like a very serious conversation about him turning over a new leaf and becoming a hero.
Yeah.
And Deadshot's answer is, what, to hang out with all you wusses in the Justice League? Nah, I'm good. Fucking punks.
Oh, Green Arrow doesn't like the Justice League in this new continuity, so
It's true.
he doesn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, jeez. Also, his sidekick, Roy, was actually a member of the Suicide Squad for a second. So was Vixen. Man, so this was a movie, too, that pushed sexuality pretty hard, too. This is probably the closest we've ever seen to, like, a straight-up-and-down DC animated, you know, fuck session, more or less.
Yeah.
And yet it doesn't feel shameless. Well, okay, it feels a little shameless and a little exploitative, but, I mean, they're bad guys, so you can always wave it away like that.
Yeah.
Also, I like, too, it's like, no, we gotta push this relationship because we were kind of pushing it in the comics before dropping it.
Yeah, and then again in the movie, like, for 5 minutes.
Yeah, and then we were done with it. No one loves Floyd, let's just put it that way. Not even Floyd loves Floyd most days. He's probably one of the most self-hating comic book characters. Man, what a cosplay crew we got going on here. What con are they all going to? Just once I'd like that to be their excuse, like they get pulled over by the cops. Hey, where are all you folks going? To Gotham Con? Yeah?
They can totally do that, like, nowadays as well.
Yeah. Harley trying to find that SDC exclusive. Couldn't get it on eBay, so now she's got to steal it. Batman is not impressed.
God damn it, Harley. Why are you stealing pop vinyls?
I need them. I'm building a wall. Oh shit, got some Matrix going on. I like too with Harley's abilities, they've added to them over the years. At first she's just like, well, she's just a henchwoman, she can hold a gun, okay. Then, oh no wait, she's a psychologist, so she's actually pretty smart. Okay, now she actually has a background in gymnastics, so that's why she can do all that other cool shit.
Yeah, again, like as you said before, I don't want to keep talking about it. But in the movie, they never mentioned any of that, and yet somehow she can just fight.
Yeah, they never mention any of her skills, and that's unfortunate, because it's like, she actually does have an interesting background if you're willing to go into it.
Yeah, and again, it would have been perfect for that little character info scene they had as well, and they never mentioned it in there.
For all we know, Matt, it was in the movie and they got rid of it.
They decided to make jokes about Batman and stuff, so yeah.
Hey, I notice you guys ain't doing your mission yet. Waller does not like this. Don't make me pull up the death app I have on my phone. Hey, are you a morally ambiguous government agent running a group of black ops supervillains? Hey, there's an app for that. There's an app for it, but you gotta pay for it. It's one of those pay apps.
No, you get your first, like, 2 for free, and then you gotta, like, recharge it with the energy that costs money.
Oh, man, wouldn't that be some shit? You get to blow up 2 heads for free, but then you gotta pay more after. Oh, my God. Man, Google's weird. Google would totally make the death app. And so now we actually get to see the asylum, which, of course, is just the asylum from the games. Yep, there's the opening. There's where you drive through.
Again, like, they shouldn't be going here because if this is a prequel to Arkham City, then it should be covered in Poison Ivy's
Vines.
plants and everything. And
is it a prequel to City or is it a prequel to Origins?
well, I don't know. I imagine it was a prequel to City because it came out just a little bit after that, didn't it? Like about a year and a half or so after.
But doesn't later in the movie, doesn't Joker say, oh, Deadshot, I know you, implying the events of Origins, and plus the fact that he's voiced by the Joker from Origins, so I assume this happens before. Well, no, it couldn't have, because if he talked about hiring him, then it must have happened after.
Yeah, I've got no idea.
Well, at the end of Origins, and again, I never actually played Origins either, at the end of Origins, doesn't Waller show up and they make reference to the Suicide Squad? Isn't that the big stinger, and everyone thought that's what the next one was going to be, but it wasn't?
I think so. I don't know.
Someone in the comments section will correct us. Because they always do. Man, Soda Popinski really doesn't like having to work at Arkham, does he? It's okay, just duck and weave and you can hit him, it's all good. If Little Matt can beat him, you can beat him. This feels like such a Grand Theft Auto mission, like, okay, you gotta steal the costume, then you gotta come in under the thing and break out at just the right time. And how they're all sneaking in at different levels.
I like how no one picks up that this clearly Australian guy.
Hey, was the EMT always Australian? Yeah, I think he was always Australian, yeah.
Hey, the only Australian I know is the one that, like, kills people with boomerangs. Nah, it couldn't possibly be him.
Nah, he's from the other city. He's Flash's problem, not our problem. I'm a goddamn ninja. Did I tell you that? Played a lot of Hitman using my Agent 47 skills. Now there's a guy for the Suicide Squad, Agent 47. We've all been here too when your card gets declined. And it's just all about making it that guy's problem, where it's like, look man, I don't know how this will be your problem, but it will be if you don't let me in. Arkham does look great. It looked great in the games, and it looks great here too. Oh, this is where you have the big shock boss battle against all those guys, and they keep turning the electricity on, remember?
Yeah.
So it's a good sense of geography. Man, for the guys who work at Arkham, this is the closest thing they get to watching TV, getting to watch, like, the days of our lives of the people who live there. God, Joker, you got pointy-ass shoulders. Get that looked at, man. You could take out someone's eye with your pointy-ass shoulders. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. Should we stop them? No, it's okay, they're working it out. This is very healthy. This is all very healthy. The Joker, the ultimate bad boyfriend. Such a dick. Oh, but we love him for it. Another great thing, too, Joker ends up being the villain of this movie, and yet he doesn't totally steal the show. It's still very much about the team. Also, he doesn't look like he drinks a bunch of Faygo. Just saying. I imagine at Arkham, Faygo is banned. It's like on their banned substance thing. There's like, you know, no drugs, no cell phones, no Faygo.
It makes you get a bunch of shitty tattoos.
If you give the inmates Faygo, they just won't stop. Okay, I'll try again. You ever do that when you're working with someone? Like, no, but just try it one more time. It won't work, but I will, just to get you off my ass about it. Man, they love the slow-mo in this, don't they? Man, Harley really should have put in that infinite ammo cheat. Which, actually, you know, when we stop and think about it, considering that this is, like, based in a video game, based in the same world as a video game, does that make Assault on Arkham one of the better video game movies they've ever done?
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess it kind of does, doesn't it?
It does. So like, why didn't Batman deliver Harley himself?
Yeah, he had shit to do that night. He had a date with Catwoman.
But it's fucking Harley Quinn.
I'm sure
he had to have
fine.
known something was going to go down.
Batman had a good gut feeling that everything was going to be okay. My bat senses are tingling and they tell me it's going to be okay. He gets back in the cave with Alfred. Oh, but so you don't have bat senses. Shit! Oh, the creepy coroner trope. Don't be a creepy coroner or else this might happen. How very Poison Ivy-esque, only you die arguably much worse. Worst brain freeze ever. Never not funny. I like to, for whatever reason, I think that might be a standards and practices thing where it's like you can't actually show her kick him in the balls. Now that's when we know we've reached a new level of animation, when we actually see foot go into crotch. Again, this right here is some Agent 47 shit. Mess up the microwave to get them to leave the kitchen.
Yeah, and then you poison the soup. And wait for the target to eat it.
And you throw the poison sausage down so the dog will eat it so no one gets alerted. See, Black Spider really wants that silent assassin rank. He really cares about his gamer score. Another great Suicide Squad story they did in animation that was also very much like a heist was Task Force X from the Justice League cartoon.
That's right.
That was another very similar Men on a Mission story that also had Deadshot, also had Captain Boomerang on it.
God damn, I missed that show.
It's a great show. That's okay, man. I'm sure Justice League Action will be just fine. Yeah, I know. I know. You don't gotta tell me, I know. Ooh, my Hot Pockets are done. That's not a Hot Pocket! Run! Seriously, why would anyone work at Arkham Asylum anymore?
I know.
It's like, okay, so we looked over your resume and we think, you know, you're really qualified for the job. Are you aware that the last, several people who had this job before you were murdered horribly or went insane and ended up becoming inmates in this very establishment?
Shut it down. transport everyone over to the Strikers and make it Superman's problem.
Yeah, oh yeah, right. Wouldn't that be some shit? Okay, Superman, can you control all these crazies? Probably. Or send them off to Iron Heights. Now they break out of Iron Heights all the time too.
Yeah.
There's no good superhero penitentiary where they don't break out all the time.
Throw them all into the Phantom Zone.
Yeah, people who get in the Phantom Zone has less breakouts than anyone. I mean, it happens, but once you're in,
Yeah,
you're in.
once every blue moon.
See, Harley had a Joker tattoo there, but it was tasteful. It was just a little one on her back. Which, actually, that Joker she has is like the classic Joker playing card Joker, too.
It is.
Which is a nice reference. Actually, I'm pretty sure when she was... Oops, side boob. Sorry, everyone, I was distracted by the cartoon side boob for a second.
They like their side boob in this movie.
You could literally call this Batman Assault on Side Boob, and it would have been just the same. In fact, you might have sold a couple more copies. Oh yeah, doing that badass tombstone. Everybody walks in a straight line to show how fucking badass they are. Matt, if we ever do a con together, and if we ever do the comic multiverse panel, that's how we need to walk in a straight line while cool music underplays us. And now for one of my favorite tropes, too, that we need to take over the comm array and loop the video. Waller doing a great job running back end in this movie, which I appreciate because Waller's always a big character for the Suicide Squad, but it's hard to keep her involved in the story when she's basically at HQ all the time.
Yeah.
In fact, probably the one thing this movie doesn't do that would put it over the edge and make it like an excellent Suicide Squad story. I mean, it's pretty damn good, don't get me wrong. The only ingredient it's missing is to have, like, some cutaways with Waller doing, like, some, you know, dirty political dealings, you know, doing, like, some West Wing shit.
Yeah, like, someone's alerted the president or something to what she's doing and she's got to run interference or something.
Yeah. Yeah, like some Aaron Sorkin shit, and then she gives an impassioned speech about how, like, you know, I might be the monster under your bed, but you know what, I keep the worst monsters away. You need people like me.
Kind of like in that recent Detective Comics issue where Batman calls the president and tells him about the colony.
That's pretty great. I love Batman says, pick up the black line, Alfred. What's the black line, Robert? Oh, it's my direct line to the president. Batman used to call it the white line, but then Obama became president, and then he changed it. Alfred fought him on it, but Batman needed to have it.
Yeah, oh, Master Bruce, white is right.
And then I'm sure if Hillary becomes president, too, he'll have to change the name again. Get me the Clint line. Again, these towers, just like from the game, too. The sense of geography in this movie is really well done.
Yeah.
Bet these guys wish they had a grappling hook right now. Everything is better with grappling hook. I remember there was rumors there for a bit that they might actually have done like a Suicide Squad spin-off video game. They did make like a horrible phone game.
Yeah, it wasn't there one that just come out with the release of the movie?
Yeah. I thought you could actually make a really awesome, like, Borderlands-style video game with the Suicide Squad. Wouldn't that be great?
You could do a really cool game with it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you could shoot guns with Deadshot. You know, you could hit stuff a la Brick with Killer Croc or King Shark. And then, you know, once you build up enough points, you could do your special attack to clear the screen. And, of course, DLC. You could fill it with so many DLC characters.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, isn't there going to be, like, a new Arkham phone game there where you actually do get to play as the bad guys, and it's, like, a very, like, Mafia Wars type feel?
I thought that was the one that just got released.
That is the one. They had another Suicide Squad game. It was kind of like Borderlands. It was like a siege mode type thing. It wasn't very good, though.
Oh, okay.
It was a bad version of that good idea I just had. I like, too, in this one, they put a lot of effort into showing how Deadshot's gun gauntlets work. Where before he just kind of has them, it's like, well, why doesn't he use regular guns? Because wrist-mounted guns are cooler.
So fucking badass.
Oh, hey, so this is the first time we ever see Zsasz in animation. Did you know that?
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is the first time you ever see Zsasz in animation. He's been in a bunch of the movies, been in pretty much all of the video games, but this is the first time you ever see him animated. Which I guess makes sense when you stop and figure what kind of character he is. Oh, well, he's a serial killer who carves notches in himself for every person he kills. It's kind of hard to Saturday morningify that.
Yeah. He's been a big part of Injustice lately.
Oh, is he really?
Mm.
That's interesting.
He kills Alfred,
Oh, no.
and then Damien goes after him and kills him.
Ah, sounds about right. Thing I've always wondered about Zsasz, too, is because he's killed so many people and carved up every part of his body. How much do you bet he's carved up his dick as well? I'm just saying.
He saves the special ones for that.
Oh, no. That's terrifying. Carving up his dick and parts of his butthole just for that. Which you imagine it must be really hard to get there. Like, he's got to have a mirror and a lot of time.
He's like, this is worth it, Victor. This is worth it.
This is worth it. Don't let your dreams be dreams, Victor.
You butchered that family for a reason, and this is that reason.
That's your reward, to mark up your butthole. Oh man, he's got them capoeira kicks. Deadshot is so goddamn cool in this movie. Like, it's ridiculous how cool he is. They make him, like, the best guy. In fact, if there was any of these DC movies I wish continued, I wish they would do a sequel to Suicide Squad.
It'd be pretty cool.
That's a good question, actually, you know, for everyone in the comment section. Of all the DC animated movies they've made so far, what one would you actually like to see a sequel to? I mean, most of them, you know, once they're done, but here I felt they actually could keep going with it. Same for that Titans one, and actually that one will continue. Oh. He's pushing the ladies. See, he's got to remind you that he's heel. He's got to remind you that he's a bad guy. We can't like them too much. And that's fitting for a Suicide Squad story. You don't want to like these guys all the way. In fact, this movie will end up being much smarter and much more mature than it has any right to be by the end when all the Suicide Squad members eventually turn on each other.
Mm-hmm.
Proving that who is the bigger threat, you know, whoever they're fighting or each other. She used to work there, and they never changed the passwords in all that time.
Never, ever.
What did Jeremiah Arkham want this password to be? Oh, yeah, that's right, password.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
You know, Arkham is such a shithole, I would not be surprised if their passwords really were like password 1.
Yeah, and also, like, the guards are, like, corrupt as fuck, so they'd be like, just pay me, like $1,000 and I'll, you know, post it on Instagram or something.
Yeah,
Facebook.
Look, I tell you what, I don't have the money on me now, but you let me out and I'll get it to you. Okay. Ooh.
Hey, ventriloquist.
Scarface, yeah. You know, they haven't used that character enough. I wish they'd use that character a little more.
Yeah.
Oh, more Easter eggs when she opens this box up. There's some cool stuff in there. Razor sharp playing cards, which the Joker doesn't use near as much. I think there's like there's the mask from Dark Knight. A Joker fish also came out of there from the episode Joker Fish. Which is a great episode, by the way, Joker Fish. That's probably one of my favorite fight scenes at the end between Batman and the Joker. One of Hamill's best vocal performances, too, in that, because that's his big turn from hoo-hoo-hoo, you know, a happy, funny Joker, to, you know, really angry Joker.
I like that Firefly's old costume.
And Killer Moth, who are ironically both in All-Star now.
Mr. Freeze's suit.
Stealing his gun, which is like, why would you even want his gun there, Killer Frost? You can make ice yourself, you don't need it. Got a bunch of ice villain envy, I guess. That was another great thing they did in Young Justice for the first episode. They brought together all the ice-themed supervillains.
Yeah.
Killer Frost, Mr. Freeze, Icicle Jr. Oh, friggin', what's-his-face? Goddamn Captain Cold, of course.
Mm-hmm.
That's one they need to do. They need to make a Rogues movie next. I'd happily watch that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Do like, Salvation Run, and make the whole, like, back end of the story about the Rogues. because they have a huge part in that. That was them, like, right after they killed the Flash, and like, oh man, we killed the Flash, man, what are we gonna do? Game over, man. Oh, there was KG Beast's, crate as well with a bunch of his weapons in it, so he lived on.
Yeah, they should do like a movie series that's like villain team ups for like all the superheroes. So like we got the Suicide Squad, then we have like the Rogues, then we get the Superman Revenge Squad.
That'd be a good one too. Legion of Doom, the Injustice Gang. There's a lot of places you could go with it. Yeah, see, they even justified the big, giant, silly hammer, too. She didn't get it until she needed it. And then later, the hammer has actually the bomb, so... Oh, yes, that was the plot, everyone. They had to stop a dirty bomb threat.
Mm-hmm. Because, like, Batman couldn't handle it on his own,
no.
You know. Even though he probably knows about it.
This is a great bit, too, how they have this big fight scene with Batman, because at this point in the movie... You're rooting for the Squad, you're on their side, so to see Batman come in almost as an antagonist is actually quite cool.
Yeah, and again, something the movie didn't do.
Mm-hmm. It uses your expectations against you, too, because you're like, well, it's fucking Batman, he's not going to lose, right? But I hope he does lose, because if he wins... Oh, see, no, they couldn't show...
Crotch shot.
Yeah, they couldn't show the kick in the balls, but they can show Batman electrocuting King Shark's nuts. I wonder, does he smell like fish when you burn him too much? Apparently shark tastes delicious. I haven't had it, but apparently, you know, if you go to the island, they have, like, fried shark sandwiches on, like, naan bread, and apparently it's great.
Jesus.
Yeah. Got all the sauces there. Mmm. Now, notice I said sandwiches, not shark fin soup, which I know is illegal.
Mm-hmm.
And not only is it illegal, apparently it's not that good either. I've heard from people who have had it. Apparently it's all talk. Apparently it's not that great at all.
Yeah.
Oh, and now this is where the switcheroo was made.
Wouldn't you just, like, kill this guy? Like, he's just come out of a room where Batman was. He's the only one who's come out. Like,
No.
I don't trust you.
No one has any follow-up questions.
Yeah. Like, hey, how about you take off your mask?
They're so happy to be alive, they have no follow-up questions. Hey, how about you take your mask off? You ever think about that? While you're at it, how about you take your shirt off, too? Sounds weird, doesn't it? Of course Riddler would be reading a book of riddles. I'm sure he's
reading about how to make like Riddler challenge racetracks.
Oh god.
For Arkham Knight.
Oh Jesus Christ. He's just sitting there like, and one day I'm gonna make a bunch of annoying puzzles that Batman will have to drive his Batmobile through. They'll be really obtuse and really annoying, and
because for some reason Batman will decide to use his Batmobile all the time now.
And then I'll also make a series of riddles for Catwoman to solve too, because it's not enough to prove I'm smarter than Batman. I need to prove I'm smarter than Catwoman too.
Surprised she isn't in this film.
Oh yeah, Catwoman. Well, it's funny, in the early days of the New 52 Justice League of America, when Steve Trevor and Amanda Waller were putting together, like, the anti-Justice League, like the government-run one, Steve says, oh, let's put Catwoman on it, and Waller said, no, you know, she doesn't deserve to be on, like, a serious event, or a serious Justice League team. You know, she belongs on one of my Suicide Squads.
Really, what would she do, like, to face off against the Justice League?
It's true.
Like, really, what would she do?
Well, I forget who she was the foil for. I think they wanted her to be, like, the foil for Batman. Like, they had a foil for everyone. Like, Simon Baz would be their foil for Green Lantern, and so on and so forth.
But that wouldn't work, because if he attacked another Green Lantern, then the ring would go back to Oa, and...
But they don't know that. And Baz didn't even fucking show up in that book. I've told this story several times. Baz shows up late in that, shows up near the events of Forever Evil, then gets beaten up by Batman and told Hal is better than him. And that's all Baz ever did on the New 52 Justice League of America, even though he was all over the posters.
And now he has his own book.
And now he has his own book, so it worked out for him. Well, it's a co-book, but I think he works better with a partner.
Yeah.
They kind of balance each other out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 2 issues behind on that. I'm probably going to read that tonight, actually.
Pretty good. Next issue is about why Baz uses a gun.
Ooh.
Why he relies on the gun more than the ring.
Oh, that'll be an interesting story. Uh-oh, shit's going tits up. Shit's going tits up, and Waller's murder finger is getting right itchy right now. Oh, and now we get a really awesome Joker scene, actually. They treat it like a horror movie. I love that. These two poor, gormless fucks walking around.
As it should be treated as a horror movie.
Mm-hmm. Man, did you know these 2 guards, they were just 2 weeks away from retirement?
I like that. You don't even see that guy be killed. He's just dead.
Yeah, you know, the Joker's level of power always goes up and down depending on who writes him. Sometimes he can go punch for punch with Batman, sometimes he gets taken out in one, but in every version he's always shown to be quick and agile.
Yep.
I've always imagined my ideal Joker is like king of dirty fighting, like he'll poke your eyes, he'll knee you in the crotch, he'll throw like sand at you.
I think it might have been for the Black Ring, but they had a really great line there where like Joker's in Arkham Asylum, and like he's talking about how he could easily kill. I think he was kill Lex Luthor with his nails because he doesn't clean them, so there's loads of bacteria under there. So if he scratches you, you're gonna get like sepsis or something.
Joker, I haven't wiped properly in years.
I don't use toilet paper.
Nor have I brushed. I'm so toxic, you don't even know. I basically live like I'm homeless all the time. Which shit, when you look at the Heath Ledger Joker, that's basically what he was. He was Hobo Joker.
He was.
All my clothes are custom. I don't care for money and I drift from place to place. Again, and here's the weird caverns too under Arkham, also from the games.
Yeah, I'm surprised that I haven't stumbled across that bat cave that's under there.
Wouldn't that be friggin' hilarious? Guys, we found a secret backup bat cave. What do we do?
I've always wanted a story like that where like it's not really, it's just about a villain who's like on the run after like robbing a bank, and they stumble across like a bat cave, like a forgotten bat cave, and they're able to get into it, and yeah, it's just them exploring this bat cave, and maybe they get like a better appreciation for who Batman is.
That's a cool idea. It's also kind of fun too, because you figure Batman is so paranoid and has so much money. He would have bat caves that he would completely forget about.
Yeah.
If I can't see where I'm going, then I won't be afraid.
Again, that's like the other trait, the big strong guy is afraid.
Yeah. It's a good trope, it works. Heck, we get more of kind of like a weird budding romance between these two as well, where, you know, they start to understand and like each other more. Again, everyone has an arc. Here comes the coal train, baby. I mean, the shark train. If there was any joke they should have stole from the comics, I wish they would take King Shark's bit from Secret 6, where he says, okay, I'm going on a stealth mission. And then he's like, I'm a shark, I'm a shark, I'm a shark, I'm a shark, really loud, as he, like, barrels through a building. And he's like, that was a good stealth mission. King, I don't think you know what stealth means. You know King Shark's an Aquaman villain?
Yeah, well, it kind of makes sense.
Because he's
I'm not really too familiar with like who villains are for Aquaman. I know obviously Ocean Master and Black Manta, and
those are the
that's
two.
like it.
Then you got like
Dry Skin and
Big Oil. That's another villain of Aquaman. Exxon Valdez. That's the worst Aquaman villain. Guys who pee in the ocean. That's another arch nemesis of Aquaman.
He's like, God damn it, I have to breathe that air.
Yeah, I would love that. Just like some drunk dude bros peeing in the ocean, then Arthur comes up behind them. Are you peeing in my ocean? Well, are you?
He gets caught in one of those six-pack links.
Yes. And then Aquaman, as revenge, he goes to the Dude Bro's house later and just pisses all over him. Now you know how it feels. Geez, Arthur, do you even fight crime anymore? No, this is better. This is a better mission. Going after people who piss in the ocean. Now, this is pretty dark and pretty clever, too. How do we get rid of the bombs in our neck? I know, through shock treatment. You know, that horribly inhumane thing, so much to the point, I don't even think, is it still legal in some parts of the world? I know, like, they've always been debating the legality of shock treatment.
I have no idea. You know what? And you could probably tell me this since you've read more Suicide Squad than me, but have any of, like, the team, because they're criminals and they're kind of crazy, has any of them tried to, like, dig out the explosive?
Oh yeah, they've made all sorts of crazy attempts to try and get it out, but it never works.
Okay.
And before it was a subdermal implant, before it was, in the earliest days, in like the 80s, it was like a thing on your arm. It was like a bracelet.
Yeah.
Which is kind of silly, because it's like, well, I can live without an arm, though, if it gets blown off.
Yeah, or you just cut off your arm.
That's how Slipknot died. In the most original story with him, he tried to run off, and his arm ended up getting blown off.
And he had it replaced with a rope.
Good day, good times. Okay, everyone, bite down hard on these sticks. This is gonna hurt a lot. I would not trust Riddler to work the shock treatment thing.
I don't know why you would trust this guy whose whole thing is to make everything a riddle.
Yeah, really. Yeah, he's being quite straightforward here. I know one of the more annoying but one of the more interesting versions of Riddler is like a guy who only talks in questions.
Now, what was their reason for Black Spider not getting it done?
I wasn't paying attention. Oh, because they didn't have enough chairs.
Oh, Batman planned that ahead of time. He hit a chair in the air duct.
Batman is always prepared.
He hit the chair.
Well, you know, you can just sit on the floor. Now I'm good. Now, obviously, I think if you've seen enough movies at this point, you've put two and two together, but it's still a pretty cool little swerve.
Yeah.
Batman was there all along. Which is kind of like that famous Batman the Animated Series, Almost Got Him, where Batman was there all along.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. Uh-oh. Yeah, this movie, a serious gory body count. And you feel that death because you came to know and like King Shark,
Yeah.
and he was the only reason they got to the room. And then, oh shit!
And then Batman's head blows up.
In how many other movies will you get to see that?
Like, is Batman kind of responsible for that death?
That's a good question. Is it? I mean, I guess in Batman's defense, he didn't know that would happen. But you have to wonder, if he did know it would happen, would he care?
Yeah, that's the thing.
He's like, who was it who died? King Shark? Yeah, no one fucking knows who that is. It's fine. Oh, Black Spider died? Oh, you mean that horrible Spider-Man ripoff? Yeah, we can live without him. Ooh, I love the silhouette. Oh, I love the laughing shadow silhouette. That's a great touch.
The Black Spider is Batman.
Wow, that's got to be so painful. Shock treatment. For those of you who don't know what the deal of shock treatment is, it's something they use to treat schizophrenia and other mental disorders. Basically, what they do is they burn off small layers of your brain using electricity in hopes that the layer they burn off was the crazy layer.
Yeah, they try to, like, reset your brain.
Yeah, it's horribly barbaric, so you can understand why in a lot of places they don't do it anymore. Also, here's something you never see. Batman wearing someone else's costume.
Yeah, it very rarely happens.
It's cool.
I've always liked when, like, him and Superman have teamed up and they've, like, changed costumes.
Which
like,
they
no
do
one's
quite
really
a bit.
noticed.
Yeah, they do that a lot.
Because, kids, in the comics, Superman apparently looks a lot like Batman, and
Yeah.
they share a lot of similarities.
Yeah, geez, it's like they're both really handsome, dark-haired dudes or something, with square jaws and barrel chests and all that other stuff. It's almost like all superheroes of a certain era were all like the same template or something. Alright, time to get the fuck out of Dodge now. We got nothing left to lose. Poor Shark, even in death. Poor Nanu. You know what, like, King Shark's origin is? I don't know if it was the original, but it's the one they changed it to in the New 52.
What was it?
He's like the son of a Hawaiian god. Yeah, King Shark is a demigod. Wrap your mind around that.
And explosions are able to hurt him.
Yes. And we didn't say he was a good demigod. And now Joker hijacks the entire film, but in a good way. Oh, that's rough.
See, never see any of this in the live-action films.
No, even though you probably should. Even though they've done it in 2 cartoons, because he smacks the shit out of her in Mad Love, too. Probably one of the best Joker Harley stories ever told.
I kind of wish they did do it in the movie, because now you see all those people who are like, I want my relationship to be like Harley and Joker.
You really don't.
To which we're like, no, you don't.
Theirs is the ultimate toxic relationship. Theirs is abusive. In fact, I forget what story it is, but Batman, he's talking to Harley, and he basically says, he'll kill you, you know that, right? Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but he's going to kill you one day.
It's true.
Yeah. That's the thing about the relationship, it's always a ticking clock. Them some badass coattails he's got going on. They're so long and they curl back onto themselves. This is a good Joker design.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's the one from the Arkham games, but I think it's the one from Origins, I think.
Yeah. He's definitely a bit younger. This is a younger Joker. Another thing we didn't talk about, Harley paints her face in this, even though in the New 52 comics and the movie, they made a point of saying she took an acid bath, too.
Yeah.
I've always been more of a fan of the painted face Harley, because I think it really helps, stress the idea that she is a Joker groupie.
Yeah, she suffers from that Stockholm Syndrome sort of thing.
And a little Florence Nightingale syndrome, too, if you want to look at it that way, because she was his doctor.
Yeah.
The whole her taking acid bath, too, I think cheapens the idea of the acid bath. The way I've always looked at the Ace Chemical thing is that it would have killed anybody else, but it didn't kill him.
Yeah.
Because, in a weird way, he was destined to become this weird, murderous agent of chaos. This, clown who does murder and crime as performance art. Because why not? Hey, Joker, how do you plan to get out of here with the bomb? Helicopter? I guess. Seems like you didn't plan this ahead or something. It's like you just do things just because.
It's almost like you're crazy.
Yeah, and now here's the great moment where the team that we've seen grown all movie completely and utterly falls apart. And it's great. It's great drama. It reminds you, again, these aren't heroes. These aren't good people. They'll eat each other in an instant. And they do. Digger's like, I fight the Flash. I can take you back. Ah, shit.
I fight people with powers.
Yeah, you're nothing. I can handle you. Oh, no, I can't. I always wish there was a great Marvel event. I forget what it's called. Like Acts of Vengeance or something. But basically what it was is that all the big villains switched heroes to try and throw them off their game.
That sounds really good.
It does. Again, it's a little dated now. I always wish DC would do the same thing. Like, imagine all the rogues coming to Gotham to fuck with Batman. And, like, imagine Metallo and a bunch of Superman guys fighting Wonder Woman.
That'd be pretty great.
It'd be fun. Oh, again, the cool cells, like from the game Vote Dent, which they just let him have. Oh, and it's one of my least favorite Bane costumes as well. Scarecrow, who was already dressed up.
Yeah, I love the Arkham Scarecrow. He looks so cool.
Really well done.
With the needles on the hand and everything.
Yeah, Needle Freddy Krueger. And Poison Ivy, who is basically just nude all the time except for a stolen guy's shirt, which is a nice touch. Okay, guys, I'm deputizing you now. You're now all officially Batman sidekicks.
Yeah, you're the Robin, you're the other Robin, and then you can be Red Hood.
You can be Red Hood. Now come back tomorrow, and I'll get you your fairy shoes and your short shorts, and you can all be my sidekicks.
Yeah, you got to pick from the color wheel what you're gonna be.
Oh yeah, that's right, the color wheel that they've brought up now, which is a cool idea. Screw you guys, I'm going home.
I like that the minute Batman leaves, they're like, fuck off.
Yep.
We're leaving.
As they should, because they're not heroes. They have no dogs in this fight. Man, you gotta imagine Gordon, oh, they're breaking out of Arkham again. This is like, what, the 6th time this month?
I like how many police they have. There's barely any.
Mm-hmm.
You would think, like, Gotham would have, like, one of the best police forces.
They should.
They should have their own, like, metahuman police force like Metropolis has.
Yeah, but they don't. Actually, apparently Bane is coming back in one of the next Batman arcs very soon, and they've actually changed around his costume to make it not look stupid anymore.
Awesome.
The horrible thing about Bane in the last little bit is they're like, well, we have the Arkham games where he's a big, roided up, freak man who doesn't even look remotely human. And then we got... I love Two-Face has like an MP5 and a Tommy gun. He found a Tommy gun somehow. So yeah,
it's probably his. It was probably his.
Yeah, he found. He's like, "Where's my Tommy gun?" Oh, there it is.
But it's that Two-Face thing. One's old and one's kind of new.
Wow, so Killer Frost got fucking owned there by Bane. Fatality. But yeah, and the other Bane that we always see is the one from Dark Knight Rises, where they give him that really stupid-looking shirt for whatever reason.
Yeah, the one with all the belts and everything, and the coat.
Yeah, so two styles that already don't look great in the comics in the last little bit in the New 52, they forced together, so we had the stupid shirt and the giant impractical tanks all at the same time. But luckily he looks to be going back to his old style. Which is simple, just a black tank top, that's all he needs.
Yeah, we haven't seen Bane for a while.
No, the last time we saw him was in Batman and Robin Eternal for a minute when he was trying to take back Santa Prisca. And again, in the arc, I can't remember if it's main Batman or Detective, but basically they're all going to Santa Prisca for some reason. Oh no, my easily exploitable weaknesses, these giant green tubes, he's exploiting them.
I've never understood that.
No, you would think like Bane's like, oh, I'm so smart, I'm such a genius, I'm a tactical Doc Savage. Then why are you always defeated the same way every time?
Yeah, I know.
Like, I like Bane, but just like, god damn it, man. That's why my favorite version was Secret 6 Bane, where he's like, you know what, I'm not even gonna take Venom anymore, I'm just gonna be really awesome without drugs.
You could probably tell me this. I'm wondering, like, they should do like a story where Bane like infuses his Venom with like kryptonite, and it gives him like superhuman strength, like absolute like Superman level strength.
That would be fucking good. That'd be a good.
I'm surprised they haven't done like a story like that.
They haven't. Yeah, it's usually always like Bane is using his Venom, or someone steals his Venom and tries to sell it to people, and he doesn't like that.
Yeah.
Like I love Bane, but it feels like they've been telling like the same 3 or 4 stories with him forever.
Yeah, and they kind of forget that he's actually really, really, really smart.
Yeah, he could be like a master planner type villain. He could be a Hush. Actually, not to spoil it too much, you know what was the last really great Bane story? Batman Europa.
Yeah.
You didn't know it was him until the end, but yeah, that was a really good story. And now an awesome helicopter fight, and again, we get a big helicopter moment in the live-action movie, too. What's up with that? 2 different movies, years apart, and yet have so many of the same elements in it. It's shocking. Oh, do I pick new love or old love? I don't know. Maybe I just should be single for a bit. Maybe I should learn to love myself. Wouldn't that be something? I've decided I want to be single now and learn to love myself for a bit. CGI City. It's a little not great, but it's fine. It's going by quick.
It's better than what they're doing in their recent movies, where big chunks of it are like CGI. Like,
It's true.
remember Throne of Atlantis?
I try not to, but yeah, I get where you're coming
That's
from.
horrible.
I know. Like, we've gotten so much better putting, like, computer-generated animation next to regular animation, but it always looks just a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Batman in his Batjet, swiggity swooty, I'm coming for that villain booty. Everyone get down, you pissed me off. Harley, do a barrel roll, that's a good trick. Everyone likes that. That's pretty good. Yeah, now we get a freaking air battle too. How cool is that? This movie's got everything. It's got side boob and air battles. What more could you ask for? And now we get something like a three-way fight. We get a Joker, Batman, Deadshot fight. It's like, who do I root for here? I don't know. Well, we're boned. Save Harley. She's the new pillar of DC Comics. We gotta save her. Her books sell so much. Have you seen the Hot Topic merchandise? It's great.
Yeah, my God. Oh, doesn't that still have the bomb in it?
I think so.
I wouldn't be whacking people with that if I'd set it off.
But she doesn't know that. Oh, don't cry, Harley. It makes your makeup run and you look like a prostitute. That's not nice.
A sad prostitute.
Which is the worst kind.
One who doesn't really like her job but does it anyway.
Aww. Joker remembering he has an acid flower and that acid is really effective.
One Batman, just do your Predator takedown.
Yeah, really. Do some stealth tech. Do that thing where you've built up a good combo and then you get instant takedowns. Quick, Batman, just cut the red... Yeah, cut the red wire, but they're all red wires. I forgot they make a red wire joke in this.
What the fuck did you get that from?
From his pants.
It's just this long chain and meat hook just sitting in. He had it down his leg of his pants. He can't, like, crouch or anything, otherwise it hurts.
Joker's like, you never know when you're gonna need a meat hook. He's a big fan of Birdie from Street Fighter, so he's just like, yeah, that's what I need, a big chain and hook. Now this is a hell of a fight, too, because where Batman would never kill the Joker, you know, if Deadshot got the chance, he'd kill the shit out of him.
Yep.
I mean, how many real fights to the death has the Joker ever been in? Does he ever just get by on the fact that he knows Batman will never kill him?
Yeah. He has pieces of glass sticking out of his back, and he just landed on his back.
Yep. It's pretty hardcore. It's pretty cool as shit.
Yeah, shiv him.
Man, just getting stabbed repeatedly. Like, again, this movie really did push the content thing. But it wasn't shameless about it. Which I like.
Like that, have a seat pudding.
Uh-huh. Man, the Joker has terrible luck with helicopters, doesn't he?
Doesn't matter, he'll survive.
Of course he will, because
He's got to be in the next game.
He's protected by popularity, as we've said.
You see that those slashes on Deadshot make a smiley face?
Oh, nice. No, I missed that. That's cool. Don't they do something similar with Batman at the end of Endgame when he stabs him a bunch? I think he stabs a smiley face into him.
Think so.
And the Joker would die laughing, wouldn't he? And he was never seen again, except for he totally was.
Until he became that massive, baned up Joker.
Oh, God. Man, talk about a game that's great until the last couple minutes, and then you're like, oh, really?
I just love that it came out of nowhere.
It really did.
Now you have to fight Joker, who has a really small head and massive forearms.
And now another classic thing of DC Comics, Batman and Waller getting into a dick measuring contest. They even did that just recently in Batman.
Yep. That was great. They did that.
My dick's bigger. No, my dick's bigger.
Yeah, I'm willing to fucking tell the president.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell the president on you. And then you'll get in trouble. Then Obama will give you a spanking.
To which Waller replies, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. She just starts emptying her pockets. Look at all the fucks I don't give, Batman. They're raining from the sky. These two just get into a big fuck off, and because neither of them have any fucks to give.
It's like, you telling me I'm gonna tell that you're Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, really. Which I would say, makes Waller one of the greatest Batman villains ever, but fact is he doesn't fight her that often. But when he does, it's really great.
Yeah. Now, is she gonna hand over the Justice League files to him? Or
No, Matt, that'd be silly.
here, have these files for people that would have suited the Task Force X better, but I go give them to you instead.
And then let me go. Also, Deadshot with a real cool middle finger moment here at the end. I was reminded a lot of, like, the end of Wanted. What the fuck have you done with your life lately?
Yeah.
Oh,
in his Hawaiian shirt.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, honey, just sit here. Daddy gotta go assassinate someone.
just listen to your music and don't look in this general direction.
Bring your daughter to work day.
Man, so that was pretty cool. That was a really good one. I definitely think this was one of the stronger ones, and considering the DC animation was in a bit of a slump, like a couple of their movies in a row weren't great after they started doing the shared continuity thing. This one was a real breath of fresh air, I felt.
Yeah, I thought it was really great.
It's the best Suicide Squad movie they've made so far. It is. And again, just here at the end, so I can, like, kind of cover my bases here, I didn't hate the live-action Suicide Squad movie as much as other people did. It had its faults, but it did some things right. It's just, this one is arguably the better film. Better put together, better realized, with better arcs.
The live-action one was disappointing, considering, like, the director of it is actually a really good director.
Oh, yeah. Guy does some strong stuff. So, yeah, everyone, thanks so much for listening to this one. I hope you enjoyed it. I know Matt and I certainly enjoyed doing it. I guess in the comment section down below, tell us what other movies would you like us to cover in the future. Again, ones that are already out and everything. Can't be like, hey, do Rogue One. We'd love to do one on Rogue One, but it hasn't happened yet.
Do it just solely based on the trailer.
Oh, that's nice. Ostrander and John Bryan got mentioned in the credits there. That's cool.
That's cool.
That's nice. I'm glad they got some big ups. Actually, Ostrander got some big ups in the movie, too. They go to the Ostrander Hotel.
Yeah.
Which has got to feel awesome as a creator. So, yeah, everyone, that'll just about do it for us. We'll be back again next week with your regularly scheduled podcast. Until then, thanks for listening. Be sure to check me and Matt out on Facebook. Be sure to follow us on Twitter. Be sure to subscribe to Matt on Fortress of Solitude if you haven't already. Be sure to support the Patreon, because if you do, you'll actually get to listen to this one nice and early is what you'll get to do.
Yeah, that's the best thing about it.
It's real good. And if you're feeling extra generous, if you can't afford to be a regular patron, which I understand, it's hard out there, I've also set up a PayPal tip jar right now, which I assure you I'm not going to beg for change all the time. It's just I have a New York trip coming up in the next little bit, and, every penny would really help. So, you can find that on the channel. You can find that pinned to my Twitter and my Facebook. So, give it a thought. Some of you out there have already been incredibly gracious and incredibly generous right now, so I'm that much closer thanks to you. And yeah, I guess that's just about it. Any closing thoughts, Matt? Any closing regards?
No, not really. Thanks for joining us. Give Joe your singles, and yeah.
You keep giving me nickels, and I'll keep dancing for them. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.